this is wild. Normally, this place is absolutely packed with people in the summer. It is known as the warmest lake to swim in around the Vancouver area. And you can see here today, it's basically just me. It's early March. There are a couple people behind me sleeping on the bench, just catching some rays. And yeah, unfortunately, I forgot my little mic today, but I'm gonna try to make it work because I'm committed to filming and getting it done today. So we're gonna go around the lake, and at some point I'm gonna stop and do some journaling because right now I'm reflecting on my 1-year anniversary of completely pivoting from pharmacy to marketing. And I just wanted to sit in the sun and think about that a bit. Like I mentioned, the beach where all the sand is crazy busy in the summer, but there's really nice spots along the lake to chill. And yeah, that's one of my lunchtime things, actually. I'm really blessed that this place is really close to where I live, so I can come here on a lunch break when I'm wanting to, not be in front of a screen for a while and to go for a swim. Let's check out the stream here. So I wrote down a few questions and I tried to imagine myself more in an interview situation. So I was thinking about, okay, what questions might I be asked? What might you be interested in knowing more as far as my journey goes, my unconventional career pivot from pharmacy to marketing? So I'm about to challenge myself to answer these questions on the spot for you. So I'll share 3 reasons why I decided to completely pivot from pharmacy to marketing. I realized pretty soon after graduation and being out in the real world that I could not see myself doing pharmacy the rest of my life. And I tried to make the most of it while I was doing that type of work. And I think one of the main ingredients that was missing for me, even though I tried to find it, was creativity. So I learned that about myself later on in life, that I really was seeking creative work, something where I would be able to solve problems and do it in a way that required more of my own thinking versus some sort of algorithm or some sort of chart process. If this happens, then this happens kind of thing. Yeah, I wanted that freedom to create somehow. And I didn't really find that within the pharmacy profession, personally. And second reason why I decided I was going to pivot my career at some point is I realized over time that a lot of medications, okay, yes, there are definitely a handful of essential ones, but a lot of them are really Band-Aid solutions, in my opinion. And I'm not a Band-Aid kind of person. I like to drill down and get to the root cause of a problem and really, come up with a solution that actually is something that actually is helpful. So there was that cognitive dissonance, often being at the pharmacy and dispensing a medication that a doctor had prescribed, but I didn't personally believe that it was the best thing for this patient. And there were definitely times where I actually had to bite my tongue to not say anything, not blurt out, don't get this medication, it's crap. Yeah. So I found that challenging. And then a third reason why I decided to completely pivot is I know that deep down I'm meant to be my own boss, and I never imagined myself owning a pharmacy. And yeah, I knew that becoming my own boss would require doing something different, and remote work in particular has appealed to me for a very long time because I love to travel. And I remember a long time ago when I started meeting people abroad that were working and traveling, I just found the whole idea so intriguing, and I was really envious of these people that had location independent work. So that had been in my mind for a while, to find something that would give me the opportunity to be abroad. So those are the three main reasons why I decided to pivot. Oh, I guess I'll throw in a fourth reason. Really, I feel like in pharmacy, I didn't feel that sense of progress for many years. There were blips of it, but I realized over time how important it is for me to feel like I'm evolving as a human and constantly challenging myself. And yeah, that's just my personality type, where I feel like there was a point when I was in pharmacy early on where I was just feeling like life was so predictable. Of course, it's not predictable for anybody, but it just felt that way, and I didn't like that. I like to have that element of surprise and discovery and exploration in life. I've been asked in the past, well, why would you want to change careers when you've already spent so much time invested in the pharmacy realm? And yeah, I can see why people would think that, but I definitely don't feel like it was a waste at all to do pharmacy. Okay, truthfully, if I could go back and do it again, I probably wouldn't have chosen that profession. Maybe I would have chosen something within social sciences instead while at UBC. But I don't regret what has happened, and I feel like it was definitely part of my path. I did have many enjoyable moments as a pharmacist, especially when I was working in Vancouver's downtown east side, the poorest neighborhood in Canada, drug-ridden, a lot of issues with homelessness and substance use. But the thing is that what working in that neighborhood really taught me is that medication is such a small part of the health puzzle, that there are all of these other factors that influence one's health. And I really liked how working in that particular neighborhood, it broadened my perspective on what it is to be healthy, what is required. And I also loved how real the people are in that neighborhood. And one day I'm going to do a video walking around this downtown east side neighborhood, because I do feel like, yeah, that part of my work life has had a major influence on me and the work that I'm currently doing today, actually, which I'll explain in more detail another time as well. And anyways, yeah, so these kinds of experiences were all part of the journey that I'm currently on. I don't believe that people need to stay in the same career their whole lives. And I think most people would agree with me now that, yeah, it's really common for people to completely career pivot and go from one thing to another very different thing, and to even do that over and over again in life. So yeah, I didn't want my past education to restrict what I would do in the future. And I feel like I definitely have skills that has transferred into my new career from pharmacy. I would say after a full year of completely being out of pharmacy, I don't regret my decision. There have definitely been some days where if I still had a license, 100% I would have been back in the pharmacy picking up shifts here and there, especially during some moments over the past year where, yeah, that sense of financial stability is something that I was really craving. But I feel like now, yes, it's been challenging to not only navigate a whole different type of work, but also just navigating creating my own business. I know that ultimately I'm somebody that is up for the challenge, and I feel aligned in that way. It's really nice to have looked back on this year and to think about all of the shit that I've done that I wouldn't have done if I was still in pharmacy. I have met so many new people that are inspiring to me and on a similar path as me, and I've learned so much as far as gaining knowledge goes, and I've also learned a lot about myself and what happens when I just continue to flex this muscle of doing things before I feel ready, including this YouTube channel, of course. And yeah, it's been an adventure. So I did one take for each of those questions that I answered. And yeah, I definitely missed some things, but if it was a real life interview, I wouldn't have had a second chance to re-share whatever I said. So that's how it goes. I hope that you gain a bit more insight into my journey. Until next time, stay courageously human. So this is my last day at the pharmacy, and yeah, it's hard to believe. I don't know if I'm making the right decision. I'm very scared. But I want to record this moment and yeah, kind of see where things go from here.